our official sponsor, Greenwood Stock Trading. If you want to learn how to make some passive income, some extra money, so you can invest in your future and your kids' future, give them a call for a free 10-minute consultation, 281-760-3170. Go get to the bag.
All right, man, let's talk about Tony Harrison losing to Tim Tszyu in the 9th round. I went to bed, dude. Yeah, man, they put on that other undercard, and it went past, 11 o'clock? I said, man, I'm going to fucking bed, dude. I was tired. Man. But it's kind of what I thought could happen. Like I said, I don't do prediction videos no more because there ain't no fucking point because don't nobody watch them. So I'm not even going to waste my time. But I told y'all it was a 50-50 fight. Tim Tszyu dominated. You can blame the jet lag. You want to blame a lot of things. Just that Tim Tszyu can fight. I don't want to give him his credit because he ain't slick. He don't do shit. That Mayweather got everybody doing hit and don't get hit. He got the old school Jake LaMotta, that inside, walk you down pressure. And they don't make fighters like that, no more. And he take his time. He compose, he patient, and all that movement and all that shit, that's just a waste of energy. That's why I tell you, anytime you got somebody that want to come forward, you got to come out and establish and stop them before they get their momentum on the front foot. You got to come out there and establish dominance on the front foot first. And if you come out moving and showing respect, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to get them out of that rhythm that they got, walk you down. And Tim Tszyu came right out there. People said Tony had a good round, but he was hitting them early. He was just getting warmed up. And a lot of pressure fighters, it take them a few rounds to warm up. Chavez, you can go on and on. But once they get in the rhythm, on that front foot, it's a wrap. He don't waste no energy, dog. And I told y'all that y'all just looking at it and trying to measure him against how slick Tony Harrison was and the speed. Man, after you get adjusted to the speed, bruh, it don't take a few rounds to get adjusted to somebody's speed and get their timer down. And once he got, he started to get his Tony Harrison timer down in the first round. And the way Tony Harrison was getting hit and the way he was reacting to getting hit, you could tell in the first round it was a matter of time. Like he get hit, he don't have no poker face like Danny Garcia. You know what I'm saying? He get hit, you can see he ain't sturdy. And he might have just have benefited from going up in weight. Or he might be cutting the weight wrong. But he was he didn't waste no energy. He just walked him down. You know what I'm saying? Tony constantly trying to slide on the ropes and throw his jab and sneak the right hand in and there. Wasn't enough. Tim Tszyu just catching and eat a couple and slip a couple, and then you touch the body here, jab to the body here, jab upstairs here. Then he just countered Tony Harrison. Then it just turned to him beating the shit out of him. That's how it started. You gotta break his rhythm. You gotta come out there and establish. You gotta walk to guys like him. I told y'all that. You gotta walk to the puncher. And establish that I can hurt you and establish that I'll be aggressive. That way, you put them on the back foot and you start, walking them down a little bit. They're not accustomed to fighting off the back foot. They're not as effective in walking off and by fighting off the back foot. Then you can start to establish the distance between you and him. Then he gonna start reaching because he gonna be behind. You know what I'm saying? Then he can start reaching. Then you can start turning them. You know what I'm saying? Pivoting, working them, putting them shots in there. And then you got to go to a dude like that body too. That stick should have been dropping to the body. That right hand every now and again should be dropping to Tim Tszyu body. And that's what it should have been happening, but it wasn't. It wasn't. And you want to come out and move versus pressure fighter? I told you round one. When he was countering him, with a left hook. And a couple times he caught him in round one, you can already tell you don't go overseas and win a fight like that to begin with. Especially in the boxing, they scoring it for the aggressor now. You know. So, Tim Tszyu can fight, bro, and you gotta give him his credit. You gotta give him his credit. He can fight. Uncle and his granddad got him looking good. He do little things, to defend, pick it off a little bit, move a little bit. He told him, he said, I know how to fight them boys in America. He ain't lying. He ain't lying. People say Tony Harrison ain't had no power, he ain't no chin, he ain't no win. You can't go over there and fight like that and think you gonna win. He should have pressed Tim Tszyu early, and then got into boxing. But I was talking to Adonis. I told him, I said, y'all kind of sleeping on Tim Tszyu, bro. I said, y'all. And then one thing when handlers think they got a game dog, bro, you know what I'm saying? They don't treat the nigga like a golden goose. They let him go out there and hunt. They let him go out there and hunt. And that's what they did with Tim Tszyu. They let Tim Tszyu go out there, and they willing to put Tim Tszyu in with the best. And anytime you see that happening, where they taking a fighter and they willing to put him in the deep end, bro, 9 times out of 10, he probably some good. Real good. They ain't coddling him, they ain't babying him, they ready to put him in the deep end right now. And he keep his composure, he don't waste no energy. He take his time, and he had a game plan, he broke him down. They had something for that jab, he ain't had nothing outside of it. He threw a right hand here and there. But you gonna fight somebody that's walk you down like that, it gotta be combination punches up and down. You wasn't gonna beat that kid with no jab and some movement. You think he didn't know that before he took that fight? It had to be something else. He should have walked to him. That's what I would have had him do. Walk to him and establish some form of dominance. That's what he should have did. And smack her right in the mouth. And see if Tim Tszyu can fight off the back foot. That's what I would have did. Establish that dominance. And you more likely be able to put combinations on together on the front foot than sliding on the ropes. People say he had no power because he moving backwards. He not setting. His back's to the ropes. That's why he didn't have no power. That's why you don't give up too much ground early, bruh. Once you give up so much ground early, dude, you don't have no leverage on your shot. Some guys can move, slide, and still get power. Special punchers. But that's why, you gotta walk to him to get that respect. He didn't respect Tony Harrison. Tony Harrison didn't give him nothing to respect. If motherfucking knock me out sliding on the ropes, man, good luck to you. Good luck to you. Good luck to you. If he can knock me out just sliding on the ropes, sliding on the ropes, all you doing is giving that snowball more and more momentum, bro. He just get more and more momentum. And you ain't making him pick shit up. He fighting at his own pace. You ain't making him pick no pace up. He fighting at his own pace, his own pace, his own pace, his own pace. His own pace, his own pace, his own pace. What you think was gonna happen? What you think was gonna happen? you gotta get him something to respect. He wasn't gonna respect a jab and a movement and a little right hand with no snap on it. But yeah, man. He don't waste no energy, bro. And I just, been a student boxing for years. And that style that he got, it matched up perfect for Tony Harrison. Used his jab, took his time. There was nothing, he didn't have to think. He was well prepared. He didn't have to think. Tony Harrison did exactly what you thought he was going to do. Kind of like when he came out to Charlo and walked Charlo down and started pushing Charlo back and had success. A lot of people thought he was winning, even the judges was giving it to Charlo. A lot of people thought he was beating the shit out of Charlo that fight. You know what I'm saying? And you just got to have the ability to do that. Fighting Tim Tszyu, you got to, when you fight guys as pressure fighters, they love when you move. Especially when it's a repetitive movement, it's jab. It's not, I'm going to stay here, blah, 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 and then get off the mark and turn you and boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? You just sitting there, you slide, and there ain't even no movement in which, you moving, you fainting, you giving them something to think about, then you hitting them with a shot, you getting out of there, you turning them, you making a reset and turn back to you, then he turned back to you, hit it with a 1-2, then you spin him again. It wasn't that type of movement. It was just like, I'm your mom, I got the belt and I'm beating your ass. Don't you stop moving. That's what it was. When you're talking about movement, being able to be in the center of the ring and a motherfucker can't touch you. Fading and turning and getting your combinations off and spinning them and making them, reset, pick up his feet. That's what frustrates them, throwing 3 or 4 punches at a time. Or you can walk to him, like I said. And then once you establish that you can walk to him, you can pressure him. You put him on the back foot. Then, second phase going to boxing him and sticking and moving. But I wasn't surprised by the outcome at all. Probably time for Tony Harrison to retire. You don't want to move up. Tim Tszyu can go on to be an all-time great. Charlo is on his way to being an all-time great. He just lost to some, some great guys. But, he ain't been the same since his father passed. So, it is what it is. Came up short, Tim Tszyu a good fighter, and that's all you can say. So thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live, drop video. Financially want to support the channel, cash up, $ CJ Good 313. Venmo CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole 9. Check out the Fire Reaction playlist. Peace.